What did you think of that final possession and shot?
Well, it didn't surprise me, honestly, with Kawhi.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like he can really cement who he is right now as far as being an upper level all-star. And for him to get to his right hand, I thought that was interesting because here it is. We're talking about a finals MVP who's calm, cool, collected because he carried them the last 2 minutes of that game. When guys
last 2 minutes.
I mean when I saw deer in headlights like, Kawhi, you take the ball.
Yes.
I don't want to, you take it. Because you see that sometimes from a competitive standpoint. You can look in the eyes of your teammates and be like, okay, this is okay, let me help him along. But recognizing that he had the calm of, okay, I'm not going to be rushed in what I do. He got the ball, and it was just amazing how they allowed him to get to his right hand. If anything, you want that star player to make a shot that he's not comfortable with. You want to send him to his other hand. Make him uncomfortable in the moment. That's all. Not saying you're going to stop him, but don't let him get to his right hand. And then as we see in that video, Ben Simmons.
Well, let's take a look.
He stops right here. Look at it. This is game 7. You're walking. This is game 7. Now, there is no tomorrow.
I will say that this wasn't bad defense, but you make a good point because Embiid does help from his right. So Embiid, he should cut him off there because if he does, Ben Simmons is standing right there to contest as well.
Now, we teach in the game. You don't go at the player. You pick a spot in front of the player. So he's coming with a head of steam. You can't go to him because now you just level the playing field. Mm-hmm. You always pick a spot ahead. But more importantly, Ben Simmons has to continue to stay in the play. And he trots there. It's still a second, 1.1 seconds to go. And you're trotting? See, it's no disrespect to Ben Simmons. No. What it is, it's a learning opportunity. Because now I'm going to get a little deeper when we go into AAU basketball. We go into high school basketball. We go to college. Guys aren't being taught what they used to be taught when Jalen was with that Fab Five. That Fab Five was fabulous because of the way they had been taught prior to coming together and the way the game was then. It was about, how can I make that guy better? Here it is. We used to go play pickup, and you get on a run. You may not know a guy, but you guys run 4 straight games because you just kind of allowed the basketball essence of things to take over. So in this is one of those situations where Philly will hate to learn this lesson, but it's just like as a parent, you can't save your kid from falling. You got to allow him to experience that cement so that he understands or she understands this is life, and how you bounce back is when you get up and dust yourself off and what you do. And
we will discuss the future of the 76ers in a second, but right now I just think we'll take a moment to celebrate Kawhi Leonard's performance, not just in that final shot, not just in this game where he had to take 39 shots. He was not very efficient, but he had to take those 39 shots. And if you look at his numbers in this series, look at that. I mean, that's 35 points a game, over 50% from the field, 33% from 3, and 10 rebounds a game.
That's tremendous.
Can I do a media thing and take it way too far?
No, go ahead.
I'm a recency bias this. Is Kawhi Leonard the best player in the NBA? Considering what he does on both ends of the floor.
I'm going to go with a yes on this.
You're taking the bait.
So you look at what he does and limiting the top player. You know, Jimmy Butler was where? Huh? Where was Jimmy yesterday?
He had that finish at the rim at the end.
Yeah, but how did he get that finish?
Steal.
It was transition.
Yeah, that's right.
So in the half court, when they were dribbling all around Jimmy, a lot of times Kawhi was on Jimmy. And see, and this is the evolution of Kawhi, where when he first came into the game, someone asked me in San Antonio, will he be able to be, like you? I said, no, he's going to be better than me. This is a young kid.
You haven't always celebrated Kawhi Leonard in your media career.
No, exactly. But what I said at that time is this young man that's not with his team, it was about what he was doing, is about his actions. It wasn't about his talent and who he could be. I was going off of what was going on right then and there. It doesn't take away from the talent. I think sometimes that gets crossed because people hear something, oh, he's being critical of that guy or he's being negative. It has nothing to do with that person's skill. It's when I don't see that skill set being displayed.
And something that I saw in the game yesterday that you saw as well, and everyone who watched it saw, the Raptors got shook. If you were not named Kawhi Leonard, it just felt like you did not want to throw the ball at the basket. I mean, there was times that they would get the ball and just be like, where's Kawhi, where's Kawhi, where's Kawhi?
Jacoby, and when have they had this feeling where they could truly depend on one guy late in the game?
I mean, DeMar maybe?
But now what I'm saying, and it's no disrespect to him, but you remember when he and Kyle were the ones that took the boatload of shots and others didn't have a chance?
And it did not work that well.
It didn't work
They
that
had
way.
the large sample size of playoff games when that did not work.
That's right. Masai Ujiri saw something in Kawhi. Hey, I'm going to make this deal because I know it will possibly get us over the hump. Someone that is good enough, and the numbers show it. I mean, his consistency was off the charts as far as this round as well as the round before.
And we haven't seen it, but even previous playoff performances from Kawhi when he was with the Spurs, it's just been a few years since we've seen it.
No, exactly. And so, and you got accustomed to seeing him in San Antonio, and you can say, oh, well, it's LaMarcus, or it's Manu, it's Tony. Well, no, he's there now with the opportunity of carrying the team, and that's exactly what we saw in that, I'm gonna say, that 3-minute span where he was missing shots at one point.
Oh, he was 16 for 39.
Yeah, but you know what he said in his post-game interview was that my shot was short, so my last shot I wanted to make sure I got it up. I want to get more arc on it, be a little stronger. And those are things that I hear that it's like music, because he's making the adjustment of what had taken place. Whereas other guys, they missed a shot. They are so far in their own heads that they can't even make the adjustment. So as a shooter, when you shoot a shot short, you know, okay, I need to get it up a little bit. Or if it's a little strong, let me get a little bit more air under it. So it's certain adjustments that you happen to make even when there's a miss.